All right, today we've got 10 designer fragrances that are really worth splurging on. If you're trying to be very conscious with your spending and you're only trying to delegate towards things that you really, really want, and you want to make sure you're choosing the best fragrances to spend that money on, these are 10 that I would recommend you look into. And it's simple enough. These meet the criteria that I think offer the most bang for your buck, especially when you're talking about spending a little bit more money. I'm not talking niche. Again, they're all designers, but once you get up to around that $100 price point, you want to make sure that you're going to enjoy what you get. You want to make sure you're getting $100 worth of value out of it. And in my opinion, all of these return the value that you put into them, and a lot of them exceed it. So if you're looking for quality to invest in, I would start here. I'll drop links to these down below as well, so you can pick some of these up if you are interested. I want to get things kicked right off with a newer one from Hugo Boss. It is the scent Magnetic. So this one is, of course, following the Maninka fruit kind of trend. You know, they all have it. But this one provides some vanilla and some bran, which is interesting. Ultimately, this one has a very unique powdery nature to it. Nice sweetness from the vanilla. And of course, the Maninka fruit kind of gives it, again, that kind of sweet fruitiness. But the bran kind of wheat powdery smell makes this one so unique. It stands out a lot. And another thing that I really like about this one is that it actually has great performance. And this is going to be off season right now, but I do think it's worth mentioning. And if you want to kind of be on the lookout for this one so you can pick it up for fall and winter time, it is one you should look into. Great bang for your buck. Next up, we have Dolce & Gabbana The One Luminous Night. One of my favorites out of the entire lineup. It's got black pepper, amber, incense, sandalwood, and dates in here. So it's one of the exclusive editions, but it's not too crazy out there. This is still very wearable, still very versatile, and it's a great mass pleaser as well. Smooth, resinous, creamy, spicy, with a nice little kick. It's so, so good. Now, one of the downsides is that it is a little bit hard to find. If you get on the mailing list down below with the first link, and if you send a text to the number down below as well, as soon as this one does come into stock, I will notify you, and you will have your chance to pick one up. That goes for any other rare, hard to find, discontinued thing you might be looking for. Get on those lists, and I promise you won't regret it and you won't miss out anymore. And when this one does come in stock, it's usually right at about that $100 price point. You know, compared to some of the ones, it's more expensive, but it is well worth it. It brings great performance, it brings great quality, and above all, it brings a very unique scent DNA overall, which I really do think is worth something. One of my favorites. Next up, we have Gentleman Eau de Parfum Reserve Privee by Givenchy. It's all about the chestnut, the iris, the whiskey in here, some sandalwood, some tonka bean, all of that stuff. It smells so nice. It is my favorite one of the line. It really is. It didn't take long for it to get there too. I mean, when I smelled this one for the first time on camera, I knew it was great. I knew I was going to love it. And it didn't take too much more testing after that for it to shoot to the top. Now, don't get me wrong, I still love the Eau de Parfum, I still love EDP Boisé. They're all still very good, especially at the price points that they're offered at. But this one is unbeatable. That boozy chestnut twist really makes it stand out, and it is definitely just a work of art to me. So if you're wanting to spend some money, not a ton, but a little bit of money on a nice fall wintertime scent, you should definitely look into this. Jumping over to something for us in season, summertime lovers right now, we have Acqua di Gio Profondo. It's all about the sea notes, the mineral notes, the orange, the bergamot. Ah man, one of the best, most crisp, refreshing summertime scents out there. It's a nice aromatic marine, really is a cooling scent that isn't gonna get loud or cloying or annoying in the summer heat. In fact, quite the opposite. It really does cool you off. It is refreshing, and the more heat you get on it, the better it does smell. It really opens up and comes to life. It's not super unreasonable when you consider the quality, the price, and the uniqueness. You know, on discounters, depending on bottle size, you know, right around 110 maybe, somewhere around in there. Sometimes a bit less, sometimes a bit more. But I do think it's reasonable for what it is. Definitely no complaints there with the price. It is a splurge for sure, but to me, it's worth it, especially for this time of year. Okay, next up we have Prada L'Homme, just the original Eau de Toilette. It's all about the iris, the neroli, the musk, some light woods in here. It's one of the best clean, soapy work environment, school environment scents on the market. I mean, you know, I don't think you're going to really offend anybody with this because it's so easygoing. It's another one that's bright. It's kind of airy, it's uplifting. You know, there's a little bit of a powderiness from it, from the iris in here, but I don't think it's to the point that it's bothersome. You know, I could see getting negative reactions from Dior Homme Intense or something, but this isn't like that. You know, it's overwhelmingly fresh and bright and crisp, and I think that's what makes this one stand out a lot. And you've heard it a million times. It's the best office scent ever, and I really do think it is one of the best work scents out there on the market. You know, discounter-wise, it's not too far off of retail. It's not like you're saving a ton of money. So you're paying a decent amount, $95-100, but I do think it's well worth it, especially because you are getting your use out of this one. It doesn't sit there and collect dust because it's hard to pull off. You can wear this anytime, anywhere. Next up, we have Mercedes-Benz Club Extreme, which is a really nice hidden gem, even though it's not really hidden. I mean, basically, this one was discontinued. It was sold out everywhere for years. And now it's back for like $50. You can pick this one up. I'll link it down below. It is a phenomenal must-have. It's got patchouli, amber, leather, and woods. It is by far one of the best patchouli leather scents out there for $50. Hands down, you won't find a better one. This is beautiful. Smells great. You know, the patchouli in here kind of reminds me a little bit of like Mugler's Angel Mint. You kind of get some of that coffee, kind of chocolatey smell, but it's nowhere near to the level of that one. The woods are coming in to complement it and balance it out. So this is more versatile. It's more mass pleasing. But I'll tell you what, guys, at this price point, it is a absolute killer scent. You know, if this was going for $120 or something, I wouldn't be nowhere near as excited about it. But at this price, I cannot recommend this enough. Another one for this time of year, we have Bvlgari Aquamarine. It's been around for a long time. It's kind of gone through its little share of hype. And you can see my bottle has seen some use. I like it a lot. I like the whole line. You know, personally, I think Aqua Amara, Aqua Atlantique, two of their best works. They're both discontinued. And yeah, Atlantique is definitely the controversial one of the two in terms of saying it's one of their best works. But when you factor in performance, price, and quality, it was one of the best on the market. At one point, Atlantique was like $40, guys. And it's a 12+ hour beast mode performing complement magnet for summertime. Blue fragrance inspired, but with a seaweed kind of salty twist that none of the others had. I love that stuff. It's one of my favorites. You guys know it. But because we can't talk about that because it's discontinued, or at least I'm not going to place it in a video, we're going with this one because this is probably the next best one. The marine version is more bright, more fresh, more versatile than the original. It's got the sea notes. It's got the seaweed as well, some grapefruit, some neroli. It's a very realistic aquatic scent, no surprise. The seaweed is no joke. Be aware of that. You know, you gotta like aquatics, but if you do, you will love this one. Okay, next up we have Ralph Lauren Polo Double Black, which is a very unique one because it's using coffee, some black pepper, and then out of all of the notes out there, mango. So mango is a note that's used a lot within this whole line, but with coffee and pepper, sounds interesting. Sounds like it might be weird, but it actually works really well. It's a nice roasted coffee accord, nice spicy kick, a little bit of a fruity kind of mango peel in the base kind of behind everything. It's really well done. I think it's great. It's something that provides a bit of texture and overall the scent itself kind of provides some variety to your collection. You know, there's a ton of coffee scents out there. I love them all. Maybe not all, but I love a lot of them. All the ones that I've tried, I've loved. And this is a unique one. It stands out among the rest. Okay, another one for summertime. Terre Hermes Eau Givree, which is the replacement of Eau Intense Vetiver. So this one has citron, juniper berries, and mineral notes in here. Love that frosted glass on the back. Very sharp bottle, nice presentation. The cap has kind of a brushed finish to it, a little bit hard to pick up on. So this is going to be by far the most summer-oriented version of the entire line, where something like even the original Eau Intense Vetiver and then the Parfum, those are going to be a little bit more heavy and rich for super high summer heat. This one will have you handled though. No problem. It's not going to be too strong, not going to be too overbearing. It works great in the heat. And, you know, we may miss Eau Tres Fresh, but it's nothing to get upset over because you can purchase this one now at retail or on discounters, whatever you want to do, and you don't have to worry about it. You can pick it up, and it's great for this time of year. And last up for this one, we're really ending it on a splurge because you can't get it at discounters, you know. If it is, it's at retail or above, so, you know, you got to pay up for it. from Chanel. It's Bleu de Chanel. This is the Parfum version. You know, their last men's fragrance release ever, it seems like, aside from releasing a couple spray bottle, like deodorant bottle type things. That's all we've gotten. This one's got lemon zest. There's some amber wood in here. You get your typical fix-in, some of the woods and stuff, but it's a different take on the Bleu de Chanel DNA, but it still very much is Bleu de Chanel. And if I had to choose only one Bleu de Chanel, I would take the Parfum. Now, it really kind of goes from newest to oldest for me. The Parfum's my favorite, EDP's up next, and the EDT's last. They're all amazing. The EDT is going to be the most affordable. As you can imagine, the Parfum is going to be the most expensive. I do think when you're talking the price gap between the EDP and the Parfum, it is worth jumping up to the Parfum. You get a richer scent, you get something that is a little bit more unique because it steps away from the EDP, which is by far the most popular, and you get better performance as well. So I think ultimately, if you're choosing one, go for the Parfum, spend the money and just get it, and you won't regret it. Alrighty guys, that's gonna do it for me. 10 designer fragrances worth splurging on. To me, if you're looking to put your money in the best places and get the most return, these are 10 that you cannot go wrong. And for anything out there that might be rare, might be super hard to get, like the one Luminous Night, hit the first link down below, hop on the list, send a text to the number down below. You will be on that list as well. And anytime those things come into stock, I will send out a notification, and I promise you guys, you will not regret it, and you will be able to get in on all of those deals, which are very fleeting often. You know, you miss out on it because you're busy. I'm sending a notification straight to your home screen so you have a chance to get it. Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe, stay healthy. We'll see you tomorrow with another one. Take care.